Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. I'm back here in the main base, as you can see, and what I'm trying to do here is squeeze out a little bit more red circuit production, because that's really what's preventing us from building modules more quickly. As you can see over here, the red circuits don't make it very far. In fact, if you look here, like this upper productivity module machine has only made 484 versus 10 times as much down at the bottom. Like this one up here, this has only made 23 so far, just because it's not getting red circuits fast enough. So trying to get some more red circuits in there. So I upgraded all this belt to red up until it branches off here, at least. And we're still not quite getting enough. Let's see, that's a red belt. Yeah, so I think what I want to do is upgrade all the red circuit belts to red. The other thing I've done here is these were all assembly machine 2s, which, as you know, have a crafting speed of 0.75. I changed them all to assembly machine 3s, which boost the speed, and then I put in 2 productivity modules. So with 2 prod modules, I get a 20% productivity boost, and the crafting speed goes up to 0.875. So it's actually a little bit faster, plus I get the boost of productivity. Now I could add more productivity modules, but then it would in net it would slow down, because the machine would get faster, but then the machine would slow down by 40%, and it would actually at that point be slower than the assembly machine 2, although it would have more output. Actually, I wonder. Okay, let me turn off my bots here. If I put in 4, then the crafting speed goes to 0.5, but then I have a 40% boost. So 0.5 times 1.4 is 0.7. Yeah, so it would still output slightly less than than an assembly machine 2. I would use fewer resources though, which would help a bit. Maybe I should just do that. I could do that and then just add more machines. Or I could add some speed modules, but I really have no speed modules to speak of. Yeah, it's a tough call. Well, I'll let it go like this for a while, and we'll see how we do. I mean, I suppose at the end of the day, if you don't mind me using that phrase, it would probably be better to have all of these completely loaded with modules, right? Because then I'll use fewer resources, and then if I find that the resources are backing up, I can always add more. So let's do that. So what I'm going to have to do is, I couldn't figure out any way with the upgrade planner to change the number of modules in the machines. So I'm just using the bots. So I pick everything up and then put it back down again with the number of modules that I want, and then let the bots take care of it. Okay, and then I'm upgrading these belts to red in anticipation that I'll eventually have enough to justify doing so. All right, so I'll upgrade all this to red belt. And then hopefully at some point I'll have more red circuits. Okay, and then that can stay the way that it is. Well, it's starting to look a little bit better now, I would say. Actually, let's upgrade all this to red belt. And these are all assembly machine 3s, so maybe if I downgrade these to 2, maybe that'll be a little bit better too. And pardon me, you might be saying, why would you want to downgrade your machines? Well, when we're started on resources, since this is designed to be balanced in terms of the number of 1s into the number of 2s into the number of 3s, I would rather slow them down slightly and make sure that they're all producing full speed, rather than have some of them running. Because, like if, for example, if this one, because they're all going to consume resources when they come by, and if they can rarely get enough to actually complete a cycle, then those resources are just going to be sitting inside the machines where they don't help anything. All right, so this way we can see that the belt's filling up, which is good. And we can look at our production graphs and see how we're doing with these. It would be nice if I could get some smoothing on these curves. This doesn't help too much. Although I suppose if we get up under this third tier more often, then we know that it's helping. Or what we could do is we could speed up the last one here at the top. Well, it doesn't matter. They either all need to be the same or not. I mean, if speeding up those is not going to help, because then we still have a bottleneck down here. So when you have very specific ratios like this, you really need all the machines to be the same speed. It doesn't help just to speed up 1 or 2 of them. Okay, well, I think we've goofed off enough here. So let's go back and keep working on our refinery. Of course, this means that it might be a while before we get more productivity modules for the train, although I wonder if it's prioritizing this chest. Let's see. If I put these out there for the bots to get... Okay, yeah, they'll go over here to build first. All right, well, I'm going to keep them for now. Well, no, let's not keep them for now. Let's give them to the bots. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, they are prioritizing my chest. All right, so let's clear out that request for now. That way the modules will get used over here first, which is what I would prefer. I'd rather get all this fully upgraded first. Where are you guys going? Oh, okay, they're going into storage. Okay, yeah, that's because logistics bots pick them up. Logistics bots can't put them in the machine, so they have to take them to storage first, and then the construction bots can get to them. All right, so once this finishes, then we'll start bringing them back into my train. Okay, so let's go and set up train stations for the refinery. I've gotten a couple comments lately that, I mean, I think they're good comments, but I just want to explain a little bit. You know, I've been asked why I don't shoot for a higher figure than 1,000 science per minute. Because really, you know, at this point in the meta, 1,000 science per minute is, I mean, that's what you could call a mega base, but it's not a lot. A lot of people by now have made bases that can produce a lot more than that, and they run pretty well. So we know that 1,000 science a minute is not quite the challenge that it used to be. Back when I first started to try to make mega bases. You know, so I've had some suggestions. Hey, you know, Tuplex, why don't you do 2,000 a minute or something like that? Because you've already done bases before that make 1,000 a minute. We already know you can do it. And like I said, it's a good point. I've already done it. Why do it again? And there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, because this is my first series in 17. And I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't want to commit myself to something that I didn't know what the feasibility was going to be, you know. So if I said, let's do 2,000 a minute, and maybe, you know, if because of the changes in this version, if it turned out to be quite difficult to do 2,000 a minute, you know, I didn't want to get stuck in a long, you know, drawn out series that takes forever to complete just because I didn't know what I was getting into. All right. So that's the first reason. The second reason is that I'm doing this vanilla. And even though I do enjoy playing vanilla, it's not my favorite style of play. I really prefer to play with some mods mixed in. Not a ton, but I like to use some, you know, quality of life mods and stuff like that. So the other reason is I didn't want to get stuck in a very long vanilla series. I wanted it to be something that we could do, that I could be fairly confident that I could complete, do a pretty good job with it, not take a super long time, and then move on to something that I would consider to be a little more interesting. Okay, so that's why I'm only doing 1,000 a minute on this base. The next series that I do will be more ambitious, that I can promise you. Okay, so we need to set up some train stations. So we need to export plastic, lubricant, acid, solid fuel, and rocket fuel. And that reminds me, we haven't started making the solid fuel or rocket fuel yet. So I think we should probably do that first. Let's see. Where do we want to set that up? Maybe down here. All right, let me check my calculator real quick. Solid fuel, we need 26 machines. What do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we could do, yeah, let's do it down here. We'll do several rows here. And that way we can share these beacons and ultimately use fewer modules. All right, so let's change this to solid fuel from light oil. In this case, we'll only need a single input. But let's put it there. And then the output, how fast is this going to go? 1 every 2 seconds. We could probably get by with the blue inserter. Oh, there's more pipe here. Yeah, we want to get rid of that. And then put that into a provider. We'll limit that to a single stack. And then in this case, I can use substations instead of all those power poles. All right, well, I'll tell you what, let's make another copy of this first. And then we'll figure out where the substations have to go. Because we don't need a substation in every one of these cells. All right, where are they? I always have a hard time finding the substations in my inventory. Yeah, you know what? I think I want to move these over now. Let's do them there. And then I can put the substations. Yeah, I guess it'll have to be something like this. What if I do a third row? Okay, yeah, we could do it like this. And then if I copy this over, I think everything will be powered. Yeah, looks like everything will be powered. These are a little bit far away, they don't quite mesh. All right, I'll tell you what, I'll just start with these and then I'll tile the substations in after we get them all placed. All right, so how many did I need again? I needed 26. That's 12. All right, so there's 12. There's 24. And then we'll do one more row, so we'll have 27. Okay. So I'll do that just so we can connect these to power. Maybe I should just use regular power poles. Because I really only need one power pole in each one of these. Oh no, because I have to power up all the beacons. That's why I don't do that. Okay, what if I do that? All right, this kind of works. I'm not sure if I'm using any fewer this way. But that's okay, as long as everything's got power. That's the important part. Okay, that seems reasonably efficient. Let's go get the beacons, and then we'll need to get some roboports down there as well. Now the solid fuel, we're going to be making 6,397 per minute. Let's just call that 6,400. That's 107 per second. So if we wanted to use belts, we certainly could. It would be two. No, we'd need 3 blue belts. Yeah, so I'm fine. I'm fine doing bots for this. Let's get these out here, and then I'll go back and pick up some bots. Okay, and then we'll do the rocket fuel adjacent to this so that the bots won't have to travel too far. The tricky thing is going to be to get all this in Roboport range. Now, one thing I could do, because I needed 26 and I have 27, right? So what I could do is just put roboports in a couple of these. Was it this one? Yeah. And I think this will be enough for this situation because we don't need many of these. All right, and then I'll just add. Oh, what happened here? Okay, and then I'll just add one more row for good measure. Okay. So that's all covered in the bot network now. Let's get rid of some trees and stuff. And I'll go get more beacons and what else do I want? Oh, bots. That's the other thing that you need for a bot network. All right, so I'll get 350. And we'll start with that, see if that's enough. Unfortunately, there's, at least as far as I'm aware, there's no formula for figuring out how many bots you need. You just have to kind of play it by ear. Okay, so this is all of our light oil. Going to make solid fuel. I think we shall want another pump on that. Let's throw in a couple lights here. Actually, let's, I feel better about bringing it down to the center. Okay, and we're running. All right, now the rocket fuel, we are going to need 38 machines. And those are going to be assembly machine 3s. All right, so let's do something like this. No. Let me hold down Shift so I can edit this. Okay, I want to get rid of all the pipes. I want to get rid of all the chemical plants. Actually, I want to get rid of everything except for the beacon structure. Yay. Okay. All right, so these are going to be making rocket fuel from solid. We are going to need requester chests on each. And we're going to need, actually, let's put the requester chests on this side. That'll be closer. And then I'll put the provider chests on this side because I think I'm going to put the stations over there. All right, so I'll have an inserter bringing it in, or a stack inserter bringing it in, and a regular fast inserter taking it out. And again, I'll just limit these to a stack size of 1. Actually, let's go ahead and load these up. We'll do a stack size of 10. Just because these only stack in 10s. Whereas the solid fuel stacks in 50s. Okay, and then we'll need to power these up as well. Let's put a light like that. And then our options for power here are a bit more flexible. Well, let me get a third row after I do this. Let's see how we're doing on modules. Okay, looks like we're still waiting for a lot of prod modules. Okay, this is all running now. Maybe I need to go back and speed this up again and see how it does now that we're making more red circuits. Although it's not a lot more, I still don't have a full belt. Let's take a look at our production for the modules. Yeah, it doesn't look a lot better now. More consistent, perhaps, but not faster. Okay. Yeah, so I don't want to copy this too much until I get some modules put in there. So let's go back and we'll grab some modules. We can steal a few. What have I got here? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 8 machines. So we can go steal modules from 8 of the red circuit machines back at the main base. We got a long train ride. Actually, let's, I'll just run back. I'll probably get there before the train does, since the train has to do a full loop. I'm just looking at my armor here. I could probably squeeze in another pair of legs if I get rid of the energy shield. And if I got rid of this, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. Look at this, coal's almost gone. I wonder if I'm going to have to... I might need to start bringing in some coal by train. Oh, okay. No, I've got a bunch up there. I can just add more up there. Let me do that real quick while we're here. Do I have mining drills? Yes, good. There. Let's see how we're doing on power. We are doing great on power. We don't need that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There. Okay. All right, now let's head back. To get there, I think I will ride the train. I think the way there might be a little bit quicker than running. Okay. So let's get these loaded up. Okay, I should have grabbed beacons while I was there. Oh well. Okay, so that's 8, that's 16. We needed 38 total. All right, so 16, 24, 32, 40. All right, so we'll have a few extra, which is fine. Or no, I can use those extra ones to place roboports. Awesome. And it just barely covers everything. Can't ask for much more than that. All right, now let's power this up. How do we want to do this? Like every other one? Yeah, like this. Right side, left side. Right side, left side. Okay. And then I'll throw some more roboports up here. We'll maybe need more than that. Well, I'll leave it like that for the time being. Okay. So let me go. I'm going to stop requesting chemical plants for one thing. Let me go back and get some beacons and speed modules. And I forgot to set the request on my requester chests. Oops. Okay. So let's just copy that. Oh no, let's just request a full stack. And unfortunately, I'll have to go and do this one by one. There. Okay, Yeah, we can see here that we still have close to 100 bots available. Of course, this is going to get a lot faster once we have all the modules in place. So we might want more bots over here, and we might want more roboports as well, so we can have more charging opportunities. So let's go ahead and get another 350, and let's throw out some more roboports as well. Okay. Let's check the map. All right, so all of this, yeah, this is all isolated from the network making plastic, which I think is, it's probably good. Although eventually we're going to need those. Well, if we load plastic on one side of the train stations and we load the fuel on the other side, then we can still keep those networks isolated. And I think that would be a good thing to do. Otherwise, you'll have bots from here going over here and vice versa, and that'll just make it less efficient. Okay. Yeah, looks good. Let's see how our oil is doing. Okay, yeah, we're starting to eat up a lot of that oil that we've got stored up. Lubricant's looking okay. Acid is full. There's no heavy oil, so all the heavy oil is getting used. And we're stopped right now because petroleum is full. Okay, so the refinery is basically complete. All that we have left now is to build the train stations to extract all the goodies that we're making there. So we'll work on that. We'll work on that next time. Not sure if we need a stacker there or not. We're doing plastic. Well, I should build a stacker just to be on the safe side, right? And I'm not sure if I'll have room to fit everything up here, but if I can, then I can just come off of this line. In fact, I think I'll try to do that. We'll maybe put the stacker right here and then have the stations lined up here, if we can manage to fit it all. Okay, well, that'll do it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.